All right, so I'm working on one of my April challenges. We're supposed to go through our gear list and, see what we got, make sure we don't need any upgrades, or we're missing something, or we got too much, or it's too heavy. Mark and Steve at EXO, they've got a really good list online. This is their list. It's actually the gear they use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of take theirs and mark down, things that I might need to add or things that I'm doing a little differently, and then go out and fill my own list, which they have on their website too, which is a blank form, which is the same setup and design, which is pretty cool. And then they've got all their weights here too. And I'm gonna get my scale out in a minute and I can start, weighing this stuff. In this video, I'm gonna talk specifically about my Bino harness setup and what I got on my person whenever I'm in the field. So let me get that scale and then we'll get started. Okay, so I'll start with what's on my person. First thing, I've got a Leatherman Signal. I got this for Christmas a few years ago, and it's just a great multi-tool. It's got a lot of features. It's got a really sharp knife. It's one I always keep on me. You could gut an animal with this. You could do pretty much anything field craft wise with this Leatherman. And I just keep it in my pocket because if you strap it to your belt, it just interferes with your backpack too much. So I just keep this in my pocket. It is a pretty heavy knife to carry around, but it's one of the only fixed blades that I carry, and I think it's just good to have. So I'm at 8.8 ounces on the Leatherman. I'm just gonna write that down. So that's my knife that I carry. Also carry chapstick, usually Carmex in the, I don't know, we call it the goo form, like the softer form. And I really like it, one, chapped lips obviously, but two, if you are sick and you get that like really just raw skin around your nose, you can take that Carmex and put it around your nose and it helps a ton with that. So I love having the Carmex with me. I'm not gonna bother weighing this, but it is something that I always wanna have, so I'm gonna put it on my list. Always have my phone. I'm filming with my phone now. This is one of my old phones. And I'll weigh a phone here for you. But you get your maps on here, you get all your contact info. I think the new iPhones and other phone companies that have the satellite messaging built in, I think that's the future. I'd love to upgrade. That's one thing I'd love to upgrade my phone to, is so I have those satellite communications on my phone as kind of a backup to an inReach. So let's see how much this phone weighs. 5 ounces.
Getting some miles in here for the April challenge, and just thought I need to make this little video to throw in my gear dump video on what's on me and my chest pack. So one is a inReach. I usually borrow my sister-in-law's whenever I do anything kind of like it's a bigger expedition. And then the other one is my Garmin watch. I have a Forerunner 955 and tracks all my activities, gives you really good health data, and I can put music on it. So I can listen to music offline and all that business. So those are two things I always have with me. Just want to throw that in the video so you guys were aware of those too.
I don't always carry a sidearm. I never really grew up like that, and I don't necessarily enjoy it. But when I do hike in, we have black bears here. When I do hike in bear country with my kids or my wife, I carry. I just don't want to put them in a bad spot. And if I was doing the sheep hunt, unless I came into a pile of money to spend willy-nilly, this would probably be the sidearm that I'd be bringing. I got a Ruger Max 9. I carry this concealed, around town. But when I'm in the field, I usually don't carry it, but it is nice. you know, I run those plus P loads, you know, a solid cast bullet whenever I'm in the woods. Yeah, and I need a good harness system for this firearm for carrying in the woods. I would really like to get into, you know, a 10mm Glock. I really like the Ruger RXMs. They're only a 9mm though, but if they come out with a 10mm, I'd definitely be interested in that. Another thing, which I don't have on me, I always bring my license, not my hunting license, I obviously bring that too, but my actual driver's license. God forbid something happened to me out there and they need to identify my body, you know, they'd be able to find my license and contact my loved ones. But just if I run into a game warden around here, having your license and proof of identification is gonna help things along. So I just always bring that with me. And normally, now we'll get into the Bino harness. Normally in this back pouch, most Bino harnesses have this back pouch. This is where I keep my license. And this is just the Vortex Bino pouch that comes with their binoculars. I really do want to upgrade this. I really like the Stone Glacier stuff. I think they're great. I think there's a lot of good options. Marsupial's great. But, you know, this is what I got, and so this is what I use. So in the back, I keep a Ziploc bag. And in this bag, I keep, I'll unzip it here. I keep my license. I got my hunter's education with me too, because in some states you need your hunter's education. And I keep in another Ziploc bag, I've got one Band-Aid, some water purification tablets, and some fire starter. I also keep one zip tie. So the thought here behind this bag is, one, I'm protecting my documents, I'm keeping them dry. I've got very lightweight, thin material that's gonna be up against my chest in the back here. But if I got separated from my bag for whatever reason, I kind of have whatever I need to make it through a few days. So I got my Leatherman Signal. I can store water in this Ziploc bag, and I can purify it with those water tablets. And I guess this is a gallon Ziploc bag. I keep a Band-Aid just because I've been on hunts where I get like a little cut from a briar or something, and just having a quick Band-Aid to get to will really just like make the hunt a lot more enjoyable. Then I got my water purification tablets and some fire starter. You could also burn your license too if you really had to get a fire going and you were desperate. So I've got all that in this little bag in the back of my Bino harness. I've got my Vortex rangefinder. I just attach it to one of these straps on the harness usually, or throw it in a cargo pocket. Let's see, which one is this? This is a Diamondback HD. Great archery rangefinder. I really don't think you need anything else. I mean, maybe you do, I don't know. But for me, this works. You can also get good, you know, long distance ranges. You know, I've played around with it, and I think it's pretty accurate out there to the 500, 600 yard mark. Anything past that, I think you're stretching it a little bit, but it's definitely capable of that 500, 600 yards. Let's see what it weighs. So we're at just under 9 ounces. Okay, I normally keep a wind checker on this side. You know, hunting whitetails and stuff, that's just something you gotta have. But then on this other side, this is something that I think is really important, and I don't see enough people carrying this, one, and then two, having it in a readily available place. If this is a tourniquet, and if you have your tourniquet stashed deep down in your bag or your first aid kit and you're bleeding out, you might not be able to get to that tourniquet before you're unconscious. So I think having it somewhere where it's quick access, it's out of my way, it's never in my way, but I can pull this out and I can, you know, perform first aid on myself or, you know, somebody I'm hunting with. I keep a tourniquet in each one of our cars, our family cars, or our family first aid kit. In the public school system, we do go through a first aid training, especially special education teachers. And this is one thing that the trainer was really adamant about, was the importance of tourniquets. and I really can't agree more. I think it's great to have with you in the field, you know, working with knives and you know, you could, you know, have a bad fall on a sharp stick or something. But throw one of these in your car too, because you know, you get in a bad car accident or you run up on a bad car accident, you might be able to save your life or somebody else's. So get a tourniquet, learn how to use it, get the right training. I will weigh my tourniquet for you. About 3 ounces. Just realized I can't spell tourniquet. All right. Keep a Bic Mini. I got some electrical tape on there. I really need to take that off. I'd like to put electrical tape and some Luco tape. And a pinch. This can also work as your, what's the word I'm looking for here? Wind checker. Get a little flame going, you'll be able to see which way the wind's going. Always keep one of those on me, that's nothing. I'm not gonna weigh that. Okay, and then in my harness, I got a pair of Vortex razors. Let's see, what is this? 10x42s. I haven't looked through Swaros or Leicas or anything else. Don't want to either because I have these and they work. I'm sure the Swaros are great, but I think for the average guy, I don't think that you could really go wrong with these. If I had a bunch of expendable income, I would definitely look at upgrading, but these have been wonderful. This is what I always carry whenever I'm hunting, and I think this is a good, just like neutral size too. You can do a lot with 10x42s. So let's see what these weigh. I'm at 1 pound 9 ounce on my, and like I said, I just got the Vortex Bino pack that these came with. This is not great. It definitely will fatigue you. You need to get all the straps just right, but it works, it's functional, it's not loud. It's got all the pockets I need. And I do think there's a problem with a lot of people with their Bino harnesses. They keep buying and adding pouches and this and that. And the next thing you know, you've got a 20-pound hunk of stuff hanging off the front of your chest. And I don't know how the biomechanics on that works as far as you know, your back health or your shoulders or your neck or whatever, but I would say it's not good. I think it's very tempting to start stashing stuff. So I think a very minimal chest pack is a good idea. If there's anything that you guys run that, you know, would help me, I'd love to hear it in the comments or, you know, chat with me in the Discord about it. I'm gonna weigh this real quick and see where we're at. About 8.3 ounces. So as far as upgrades go, the one thing that I really want to upgrade is a different holster for this. I really like the Gunfighter Inc. one, you know, that you can mount across your chest. I think that's probably what I'm gonna lean towards. So I'm gonna write that down on the back here, just like possible upgrades. I think that pretty much covers what's on me. So here's kind of what my Bino harness looks like. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments or anything that you might know that's gonna help me out, just please put in the comments, message me, get with me on the Discord, whatever. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.